Hello everybody, it's Ocelot, and welcome to my early game strength guide. We have a +9 great stars, a dagger with Golden Vow on it. We have talismans to start the game off, the Axe Talisman, Green Turtle Talisman, Star Scourge Heirloom, Radagon Soreseal. In our Physick, we have the Strength Knot Crystal Tier, Spike Cracked Tear. Here's our stats. We're level 41, 25 Vigor, 13 Mind, 15 Endurance, 22 Strength, base Dexterity, 15 Faith. To complete this build, you won't have to fight any bosses, and the total time it took me to get everything ready was about 58 minutes. Here, I'm going to show you the build in action against Margit. If you'd like to see a step-by-step process on how to complete this build, continue on with the video. If you're going to start a new game, you're going to want to start with the Confessor as a starting class, although the Prophet is also a good candidate. For the Keepsake, you're going to want to choose a Golden Seed. I'm going to show the full route. I will have some sections sped up. There's a lot of sections where it's mostly just running, but I will make sure to keep it in so you can see exactly where to go. So once you jump off or fought the Grafted Scion, just continue on up to the lift. And I just want to reiterate, we will not be killing any bosses, minor nor major, to complete this build. We will have most talismans that you need for the early game all the way up to the end game. There is one talisman I recommend you pick up when you get the chance from Volcano Manor, and that's the Dagger Talisman. Through this guide, you will have access to Volcano Manor, so go ahead and pick it up whenever you deem necessary. So once you grab that Grace, continue on to Gate Front. We're going to grab the Grace there, rest, talk to Elleh, get Torrent, and continue on.
They sir, but you, I can turning route to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it summon me. Ah, I bequeath you. It will some Torrent. Treat him with.
So once you're done talking to Elleh, continue on south into Gatefront Ruins. There's going to be a cellar. In the cellar, you want to grab the Whetstone Knife. This is going to allow you to apply Ashes of War at Sites of Grace. Continue on to the next Grace just south of here. We'll be using this later on as well. From here, we're going to be heading to Fort Height. We're going to speed it up, so just follow my character on screen. So we have 3 items we're picking up. Here's a Smithing Stone 1. There's a Somber Stone 1 right here we'll be picking up. This isn't necessary for this guide, but it is along the way. The third item we'll be picking up will be a Gold Pickled Fowl. Then we will continue on to Fort Height. So here, I'm going to slow it down. We want to be picking up Blood Rose, Golden Seed, and Root Resin. The Blood Rose and Root Resin will be to craft Blood Grease. There's Blood Rose here that you can farm, but you should have enough with what's along the route. In this lower room, there's going to be a cookbook. It's a cookbook for crafting blood grease. Then we're going to head all the way up to the top of the tower and pick up the first half of the Dectus Medallion. So we're done here. You can warp outside to the site of grace and head north, slightly northwest. We're going to be going into the Mistwood Ruins. There's a few items we're going to be picking up here. There's a golden rune, a smithing stone 2, Trina's lilies, and the axe talisman. The Trina's lilies we don't use, but you can use them in the future to craft sleep pots if you so desire. Careful with this sleeping bear. So grab the Trina's lilies and then jump in the cellar as soon as you can. Axe talisman is in the bottom. Once you open the chest and grab the axe talisman, we're going to be heading northeast. The axe talisman gives us 10% damage boost to our charged heavy attacks. Now I'll go around this mark and that mark and this third mark. Those are our next 3 destinations. Here, we're going to be interested in the Spike Cracked Tear. This is going to be for our Flask of Wondrous Physick. It grants us 15% damage boost to charge heavies for 3 minutes. This stacks with the Axe Talisman we just picked up. So let's go ahead and continue north to the third church. Here, we're going to be picking up the Flask of Wondrous Physick. And then we're going to continue north and take the teleporter that will take us to Dragonbarrow. So this teleporter will teleport you to the west section of the map, the middle section. Just head south. There's a golden seed to pick up. There's going to be a grace to pick up, but we're making our way south towards the minor Erd tree in the distance. To the southwest of it is Fort Ferrith, where we'll be picking up another couple of items. So make sure to grab this grace at Lenny's Rise. We'll be coming back later on in the guide. So here at Fort Ferrith, I'll go ahead and slow it down. You want to hit this wall. This will attract the bats that are inside, making it a little bit easier for you to sneak past them. We're going up to a ladder, and up at the top of the ladder is going to be the second half of the Dectus Medallion. But we're going to continue on into the fort. We're going to pick up the Radagon Soreseal. Now, picking up Radagon Soreseal may take you a couple tries, since we are vastly underleveled. But once you do pick it up, and this golden rune, don't worry about dying. We're coming here early with little to no runes. That way the death won't make any difference. So for now, we're done here at Fort Ferrith. Let's go ahead and warp back to the Church of Elleh. There's a few things we'll be picking up there. Here's a mark here we'll be going to afterwards. But first, let's head to the church. We're going to talk to Ronnie. She's going to give us the Spirit Calling Bell and our first summon.
I'd heard and upon the talk thou art possessed call forth. I was entrusted by Torrents. Tis have summoned them the spirits, now it is that. I doubt we shall. How long will it be for the time?
Let's go ahead and grab this Smithing Stone 1. Talk to Kale. You're going to sell a golden rune. That's worth 1200, or a combination of 1 800 and 1 400. We're going to buy 3 cracked pots and the crafting kit. After you're done with Kale, we're going to rest at the Grace. This is going to trigger Melina, and she's going to ask us to go to the round table. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. So accept her invitation. There's an item we need to purchase from the Twin Maiden Husk anyways.
Torrent, whereas I'm in. There is, but I can take gathering place. Very well at my hand.
So here at the round table, you're going to want to pop a golden rune that's worth 400. We're interested in purchasing a dagger from the Twin Maiden Husk. This is going to be to apply the Golden Vow Ash of War later on in the guide. So we're done here for now. Let's go to the first step Grace and head south. We're going towards the mark we made. We're going to be picking up a gold pickled Fowl. This boosts our rune acquisition from defeated enemies by 30%. So once you pick up the gold pickle Fowl, go ahead and open up your map. Head to the Gamefront Ruins site of Grace. We're going to be interested in these 4 marks I'm going to place on the map. It's not going to be in exactly the order that I placed them, or in the exact location, but we'll be heading to those 4 general locations. So go ahead and warp to the Gatefront site of Grace. Head north. So here, we'll be picking up a golden seed. Then on this body, we have smithing stone 1s. Continue to head slightly northwest. Just above us, there's going to be a site of Grace we're going to pick up. This is Stormhill Shack. There's also a stone sword key you want to pick up. We're going to use that later on. So go ahead and grab the site of Grace. And then we're going to head east. We're going to be picking up some golden runes and more smithing stones, and then we're going to be heading to our other marks. So ahead of us, there's going to be a breakable statue. We're going to ask this troll to politely help us out, get his attention, go towards the breakable statue, stand in front of it, and you should smash it with either a stomp or a slam. If he misses it, just continue to bait him until he breaks it, pick up the smithing stones, and continue to head north. This knight riding around on a horse has the Golden Vow Ash of War. Go ahead and take care of him. couple of square offs, and then a critical while he's down. And now you have the Ash of War Golden Vow. We are going to apply this to the dagger that we bought from the Twin Maiden Husk. Next, we're going to this mark that I just made directly east of us. Follow my lead. I'm going to show you where to drop down where it's safe. We want to be heading into the Death-Touched Catacombs. We're interested in picking up a weapon so we can cheese a sleeping dragon Gael in the future. We're going to be picking up the Uchigatana, and it's just mainly to kill a dragon in Dragonbarrow, right outside of Fort Ferrith. Now we're done here. You can either run out, or I just used the Memory of Grace since I had insignificant runes on me. But you want to warp to the Stormhill Shack side of Grace. This mark has the Strength tier. The Strength tier gives us 10 levels in Strength for 3 minutes when we mix it in the Flask of Wondrous Physick. The Strength tier and the Spike Cracked Tear are going to be your 2 main tiers early game. Next, we're going into Liurnia of the Lakes. We're going to be picking up upgrade material. We'll be picking up smithing 2s and 3s. We won't have to fight any enemies to pick them up. They're all ground loot or purchased from merchants. So just follow the route I take to bypass Stormvale Castle. When we get into Liurnia, there's going to be the Church of Irith. We'll be picking up a Sacred Tear there. It's a Flask upgrade. I'll go ahead and slow it down so you can see where it is. We'll pick that up, continue to head north. We're going to be stopping at a merchant. We're going to be picking up the lantern. We can purchase it for 1800 runes, so you can sell or pop golden runes so you can buy the lantern from him. Also, you're going to want to buy 2 Smithing Stone 2s from him, as well as 2 Smithing Stone 1s. Here, I only bought the Smithing Stone 2s, and I had to come back later on in the guide to pick up 2 more Smithing Stone 1s. So if you do that now, you won't have to do it later on in the guide. Continue to head north. We're going to the Laskiar Ruins. Past the Laskiar Ruins, we're going to start Raya's quest. Raya's quest will give us an invite to Volcano Manor. I won't be going in this guide, but at least you'll have the invitation for whenever you're prepared to go.
Hello, it's Radagon. My mistress, could I ask that thug only if you've... Oh, what a blessing. The thug should leave.
Now, head west. We're going to the Boil Prawn Shack. We're going to buy her necklace from Blackguard. And we're going to continue on through Liurnia and picking up upgrade material. Then we'll come back later on to give Raya her necklace.
What are you trying to start? Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love with you. You're first. Alright, things know that you're bloody.
So now we're going to have a large amount of running around Liurnia. When you see enemies around, put on Assassin's Approach. This will silence your footsteps. Enemies will still be able to see you, but they won't be able to hear you, such as these crabs that are asleep. Or squid, I'm not sure what they are. Pick up the smithing stones at this gazebo. Head north. There's a site of grace we'll be picking up. Just follow my character on screen. I'll slow it down anytime we are stopping at a grace that's important, or if we're picking up smithing stones. So once we pick up these smithing stones from this gazebo, we're going to warp back to the fallen ruins of the lake site of Grace. From there, we're going to head northwest. We're going to be picking up some golden runes, some more smithing stones, and the key to the academy. Right here, I'll slow it down. You want to go up this rock, crouch. You can put on Assassin's Approach, but if you stay crouched on that rock and just stay crouched in general, you can pick up all the items here. The item we're most interested in is the Academy Glintstone Key. Once you pick it up, head north. There's another gazebo we want to head into. This is going to be our last set of smithing stone 3s that we'll be picking up. After you grab these smithing stones, warp to the Lascar ruin site of Grace. We're going to turn in the necklace to Raya. So once you warp to the Grace, head north and give Raya her necklace. She in turn will give you an invitation to Volcano Manor, which, as I said earlier, you can use at your leisure.
Please. Oh, thank you. Did I forget? I seek you a very to steady such, please.
Now that you have the invitation to Volcano Manor, head south back to the Lascar ruins. There's a teleporter. Use it. That will take you to the south side of Raya Lucaria Academy. You can go through the academy, pick up the Grace, and then out the east gate of Raya Lucaria Academy. So this is going to take you to Bellum Highway. Go ahead and grab this Grace. Head about northeast. In this next church, you're going to be picking up a Sacred Tear. Continue to head northeast. We're ready to go up to Altus Plateau, but we're heading to the Grand Lift of Dectus. So right outside the lift in Altus Plateau, you'll see Raya. You can come talk to her whenever you're ready to go to Volcano Manor. We're interested in going after the weapon. We're ready to go after the Great Stars. Now I made a slight wrong turn, so from Raya, you want to head up the road. It's slightly northeast. So on this route, we're going to be picking up a golden seed, a map fragment, and we're going to pass by a merchant. I'll slow it down when we get to the merchant, but he sells Festering Bloody Fingers. You can use that for PvP invasions, or there's a spot on the map where you can do an invasion as well. So this is a nomadic merchant. He sells a Festering Bloody Finger. You can pop a golden rune worth 2,000 and buy it. Again, that's for PvP invasions, or it's also for an invasion that I'm going to show you just ahead. So first, we're going to get the weapon. We're only going to be wielding one of it, but there's an invasion that you can do that will get you a second Great Stars. For the purposes of this guide, we only need one, but if you want to see where the second one is, I will show you. So I'll do all this in real time. Just follow my character's route. This first one is going to be in the back of a carriage. I hit the troll to stop it. Makes it easier to grab the weapon. Then I just jump on the back, grab the weapon, and get out of there. now you have the weapon. If you continue to head southwest, there's going to be some ruins nearby. I'm going to show you where the invasion is if you want a second Great Stars. Again, for the purposes of this guide, this is going to be optional. I'm just showing you where it is if you're interested. So we're done in Altus and Liurnia. We have all the upgrade material we need to get to +9. I don't have 2 smithing stone ones, which I will purchase. Hopefully you stopped at the merchant like I suggested. So let's go to this number 2 mark first. We're going to need a stone sword key, which luckily we have in our inventory. We're going to be picking up the green turtle talisman. Charge attacks and heavy weapons in general use up a lot of stamina. The green turtle talisman will help with stamina regeneration. So go to this cellar, use the stone sword key, go inside. This is again where it is on the map. There's going to be a chest. Grab the talisman and we're ready to head into Kale. So we'll be heading into Fort Gael. We're interested in 2 items here. The Star Scourge Talisman and Flame Grant Me Strength Incantation. First, we'll go after the Talisman. Now, I had to fight that enemy because after I put on Assassin's Approach, I swung my sword on accident. If you put on Assassin's Approach, you can sneak by all the enemies here. And I'll show you this in real time right here. Up at the top of these steps, just head straight. There's a chest. This talisman gives us 5 points in strength. Head out and back around where we went up the ladder. In that direction is where we're going to be picking up Flame Grant Me Strength. Flame Grant Me Strength, along with the Golden Vow Ash of War, are pretty much the only 2 buffs you need the whole run. Now we have Flame Grant Me Strength. I'm going to make a mark on the map on our next destination. Now this is just a general direction we'll be heading towards. The number 2 mark is going to be around where the map is and a site of grace. I'll show you exactly where to go though. Just follow my character on screen. So here is going to be the site of grace. And if we head southwest, is going to be the map fragment. From the map fragment, we're going to head south. There's a golden seed to pick up. Make sure you grab that. This new mark is closer to where the Ash of War we're going to be putting on the Great Stars is. We're going to be using the Cragblade Ash of War. Now here, I put on Radagon Soreseal so I can wield the Great Stars. You can two-hand it. I did it just to kill the Scarab. The Scarab contains Cragblade. Cragblade is a weapon buff. It boosts our physical attack damage by 15% and stance damage by 10%. It lasts for 60 seconds, and it also does 50% more stamina drain on blocking enemies. So let's head to Fort Ferrith. Our build is finally complete. All we need now is to get easy runes. So equip the Uchigatana. Make sure you have Radagon Soreseal equipped. Craft at least 3 blood grease. You want to equip the blood grease. Equip the 2 Pickled Fowl. There's a sleeping dragon here that you can just whack away. What you want to do is apply the blood grease and just hit the dragon. Takes me about 3 applications of blood grease to kill the dragon in about a couple minutes. Now I won't show you the whole thing. I'm going to cut out the middle part. Once you deal the killing blow, make sure to use the gold Pickled Fowl. This is going to give you close to 100,000 runes. And if you look on the bottom right of the screen, you'll see exactly how many runes you'll get. And it's just a little bit over 96,000. Next, we're going to warp to the Lenny's Rise site of Grace. At the Grace, I went ahead and used up the golden seeds and sacred tears that I was picking up. This will give us 8 flasks. That's healing and FP. And a +3 charge on that flask. You want to change it to Nightfall. This will spawn a Knight's Cavalry on the bridge. We're not going to fight him. We're going to cheese him. Now if you want to level up before you do this, you can do so. You can just skip ahead in the video to show how many levels we're going to be getting. But I went ahead and just went straight after him. So you want to go past the Knight's Cavalry. You want to bait him to the east side of the bridge. So if you follow what my character does, you want to go around this group of trees, go back down, get off Torrent. This will make the Knight's Cavalry go on that crevice. Just stick to the edge. He'll do a jumping attack. This will make him kill himself. Make sure to eat the gold Pickled Fowl. And you just gained over another 50,000 runes. Without killing any minor or major bosses, you now have over 150,000 runes. And we did it in about 52 minutes. So let's go ahead and head to the round table and spend our runes. So go ahead and equip your weapon. Rest at the round table. Apply the Cragblade Ash of War. Make sure you set it to heavy affinity. In the flask of Wondrous Physick, you want to mix the Strength tier and the Spike Cracked Tear. I didn't do it here, but you'll also want to memorize spell Flame Grant Me Strength. Now let's go ahead and level up. We're not going to completely spend the runes. We want some runes left over so we can level up our weapon. So for now, let's put 15 points into Vigor, 2 points into Endurance, 10 points into Strength, and 1 point into Faith. So Vigor should be at 25, Endurance at 12, Strength at 22, Faith at 1, everything else at base. Now with our leftover runes after upgrading our weapon, we will come back and spend them, and we are going to put them into Endurance. But as I said earlier, I forgot 2 smithing stone 1s, so I went back to the Liurnia Lakeshore, bought them off the merchant, then went back to the round table, and then I'm going to level up the Great Stars to +9. Next, let's equip the dagger that we bought. Rest at the round table. You're going to want to apply the Golden Vow Ash of War onto it. Any affinity is fine. Then you want to memorize spell Flame Grant Me Strength. And there you have it. We have our build fully complete. The only thing to do now is to finish spending our runes. We're going to put everything into Endurance for now. So I'm going to put 2 points, and then I'm going to pop a golden rune worth 3,000. And after upgrading, we'll have 15 endurance. Next, we're going to this mark on the map. So head to the Ag Hill Lake north side of Grace. Head east. We're going to be visiting Patches. We're going to be picking up a few items from him that will help you out. These are all optional, but recommended. Before we can talk to Patches though and go into the dungeon, we're going to get invaded by Nergis. Here, you'll be able to test out your build against the NPC. Now I do the buffing order incorrectly here, but that's because this enemy really has no health. But in the future, and I'll show you again, what you want to do first is drink the flask, put on the Ash of War Golden Vow, switch to the Great Stars, put on Cragblade, and then Flame Grant Me Strength last. So once you take care of the invader, go into Murkwater Cave, go through the boss fog, open the chest. Patches is going to come to fight you. He'll stop fighting you at half health, and you can either spare him or deal with him. I chose to kill him and take his bell bearing with me. However, it's up to you however you want to deal with him. If you kill him and take his bell bearing, you can turn it into the Twin Maiden Husk at the Roundtable, and you'll have his shop there at the Roundtable instead of having to follow Patches around. So since I got the bell bearing, I'm heading back to the round table. I'm giving it to the Twin Maiden Husks. I go into Patch's shop. There's a Missionary's Cookbook 2 and 3 Gold Pickle Fowl-foot. The Cookbook gives you access to crafting more Gold Pickle Fowl-foot. Now I didn't have enough runes on me, so I'm going to pop golden runes and buy Margit's Shackle. This is another optional item. So here's our build. We have a +9 Great Stars in Heavy Affinity with Cragblade Ash of War, Axe Talisman, Green Turtle Talisman, Star Scourge Heirloom, Radagon Soreseal, Strength Knot Crystal Tear, Spike Crystal Tear. We have 25 Vigor, 15 Endurance, 22 Strength, 15 Faith, everything else at base. We did it all in less than an hour, in about 58 minutes. We also have Golden Vow Ash of War applied to the dagger. Next, I'll show you 3 different ways you can fight Margit. So, here's the buffing routine. We got the Flask of Wondrous Physick, Golden Vow, Cragblade, Flame Grant Me Strength, and then refill your FP. So this first fight is going to be against Margit without summons or the Shackle. This next fight will be against Margit using the Lone Wolf's Summon. And this last fight will be against Margit using the Shackle. Now here, he's entering phase 2. And I'm showing you that you can only use the Shackle before he phase changes. It has no effect on him in phase 2. And that's going to be it for our early OP strength guide. This will take you all the way from the beginning to the end game. I suggest adding the Dagger Talisman and the Stonebarb Cracked Tear. If you'd like to see a full pre-game setup guide, I'll put a link in the description. Also, I have full game build guides. You can take a look at my channel and check those out. There's going to be a link in the Discord also in the description. Thanks for everybody's support. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. See you on the next one. Bye.